Hello, everyone. So I'm so excited to go ahead and talk to you guys about. Um, so excited to talk to you guys about episode 4. So this is CEO in the Making podcast. So if you're looking me up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music, I am everywhere now, okay? All you have to do is literally type CEO in the making. And I'm making you aware of this so that you can see the benefit of the podcast, be inspired and encouraged by the podcast, and be able to experience it on a greater level. And you can share it with your friends, and it's audio, completely audio, no video. If you want video, I am posting every video on YouTube at Faith-Filled Coach in Kese at YouTube, and Faith-Filled Coaching on Facebook, my business page. And on my profile, I'm going to be posting it, and on my group, I'm going to be posting it. So just let you know. Go ahead and press like my page on Facebook. Just press like the page, and you'll be getting notifications of every live podcast that I'm doing. So I'm in Houston today because I am traveling to visit family. So lovely to see my nephews, my beautiful nephews, my niece, and my mom and my sister and my brother and my brother and my sister and all the people and my cousins from Nigeria. And yes, I am Nigerian from Cross River States, Calabar. How are you doing, my Nigerian people? How are y'all doing? So I wanted to just brush up on here because I like to tell you the purpose behind what I'm doing every single time I'm doing it, so that you don't think, oh, she's trying to be like all these other people. I'm not. I'm really trying to make sure that you are aware, because when you do your podcast or when you do what you're going to do, you're going to want to know like how to build from a place of the beginning. And I'm in Kese, by the way, the owner of Faith-Filled Coaching, and I do confidence coaching. I help people rebuild their confidence by sharing the destiny journey that I have. And I also help people build platforms as they are growing, as they're starting out their businesses. So I help them from beginning to end. You know, if you want to learn how to create your social media platform, if you want to learn how to get your message out there, what I have learned, I share that with so many people because I am definitely known for being motivating and encouraging and inspiring others to bust out there and get it done. So we do a lot of get it done sessions. Like I will literally go hands on and help you do your destiny with you and we will talk about it, and I will tell you what I see in you, you know, whatever the Lord shows me, what I see in you, as well as being able to guide you in the process safely. And there's going to be some therapy in there as well. You're going to get some emotional support there, where I'm going to help you understand why you're being hindered in your productivity, why you're not doing as much work as you should be doing, and how to get back on track. So that is all from a place of building people's confidence, because I'm breaking through imposter syndrome. A lot of my clients, they deal with imposter syndrome. They don't feel like they belong in this space that they're in, or they just don't know where to start. So that can also create imposter syndrome. I don't know enough about my industry in the first place. Why am I here? You know. So I've literally been given opportunity after opportunity because I step out. So I created a program called I Am Brave that helps you step out and take courageous steps towards your destiny. We're talking from scratch and going all the way at it, getting all the details, the resources. I help you from there. So my website name is inkeseadam.com, and if you want to know more about my book that I wrote, just go ahead and hit the link tree. It's above me in the link, and also it will also be included on the YouTube site, and it'll be included pretty much on my Instagram at Faith-Filled Coach in Kese. So I'm telling you all of this information. Why? So we can connect. So you can connect with me, and you can actually message me here on Faith-Filled Coaching. I do respond to messages. I look at my phone like all the time, so I'm always going to see it. And you can also join the family at Faith-Filled Transformations on Facebook profile in Kese Edom, so that you can be able to be a part of my community. So, are you excited to do all these things that connect with me? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I want to give people a chance to one, get a coach, two, get some mentorship, and three, be able to know who they're talking to, right? Because I know people, this world is so digital. You don't touch anyone anymore. You don't see anyone anymore. So, it's super important for you to have that ability to touch base with who you're listening to, who you're hearing from, who you're inspired by, who you're motivated by. Imagine me being in my inner circle. How amazing that would be for you, right? And how amazing that would be for me to be a part of your inner circle. So I'd be so excited to support you and let you know that, guys. And I do 1 hour sessions. I do project sessions as well. If you want to do a tutorial with me, I know how to handle Excel. I know how to handle creating master classes. I know how to handle you creating a CTA post. I know how to handle a lot of things in my journey of being a business owner for over, I want to say, almost 5 years now. So I just want to make sure that you have all the information so you don't have to go through the same rigorous steps I had to go through. Okay, so you're probably going to be like, okay, I don't know where to start with all of that. Right now, just listen to me, and I will reiterate all of this at the end. How about that? Fair enough? Fair enough. So just start with listening to the podcast. Just listen to the podcast, and we have some new things coming up in the new year, okay? So this is episode 4, and we're going to be talking about what's the cost of running your business. So we're going to talk about what's the cost of running your business. And the reason why we're talking about that is because what's the cost of building a business? Sorry. Thank you. I wanted to correct that. So, what's the cost of building a business? Oh man, you're gonna lose. You're gonna have to be willing to invest. Be willing. This is the key word in this entire session. Be willing. Be willing to invest in this dream, not just your time and energy, your money. Your money, right? And why? Let me tell you why. Because no one's going to pay you for something that didn't cost you anything. I know I hear crickets on that because it was real. Like, I felt the shift. It's true. No one is going to pay you for something you didn't have to pay for yourself. Because if you don't see the value in it, why should they? If I never got a life coach, why am I telling you to get a life coach? Think about it, right? Now, there are some that have been blessed to just be a coach without ever having a life coach, but I would be very nervous to get coached by them. Why? Because they haven't dealt with their feelings. They haven't dealt with their life. They haven't got their life together. So they're coaching you, but they're not working on themselves. And I've been that coach before, and I had to find a way to get out of that too. So I'm not judging that person, but I am saying this. I am saying that it is not okay to stay where you are as a life coach and not grow. It is not okay to not ask for help. It's not okay to not get mentored, because you could be leading people down the wrong path if you don't have somebody to bounce off some sessions onto and talk to them about, is this the best way, the best practice for coaching? Don't tell people what's going on in your sessions. Just tell them, is this the best practice on how to coach people? That's what you need to know. So if you don't have somebody that you can oh, okay, I'm following this person because they have inspired me, they have coached people very well, you are going to find out very quickly that that person does not care about effectiveness. If you're not growing, if you're not maturing, if you're not reading your manuals, how did you get certified? If you're not certified, wow. Honey, God bless. Just honey, God bless. You must be very highly favored and blessed, because it's going to be very hard to know how to coach someone from A to Z without any certification program that helps you understand how to coach people. What the definition of coaching is. You can't go defining that on your own. You've got to learn the basics, right? It's like a doctor not going to school for being a medical doctor. That makes no sense. And it doesn't matter that the coaching field is not federally regulated. It does not matter. You're still dealing with feelings, thoughts, emotions, and you want to make sure that your coaching is in line with what your mentor told you. And you know he has a track record of helping and helping people get breakthrough, and you want to help people get breakthrough like that mentor. So you need to make sure you have one, because even if you don't have one, eventually you're going to feel that icky feeling of am I valid? and eventually you're going to get one anyway. Either you're going to listen to me or you're going to listen to me later. Like, so it's important, and have a group, a friend or a community of people who coach, certified coaches, and see how if they sound more professional than you, maybe it's time to get that mentor. Maybe it's time. So not to be long-winded on that soapbox, okay? But what did I say? I said, if you're not willing, no one will pay you for something you're not willing to, that didn't cost you anything. It's going to cost you to build this business, right? You're going to have to pay for your DBA. You're going to have to pay for the legal filings. You're going to have to make sure that you have contracts written out, right? You're going to do a lot of writing in the beginning of business. Can I just say that? Can I just like raise my hand and be like, hey, I did a lot of writing. There's a lot of note-taking, writing. There's a lot of creating systems. There's creating, your brochure for your business, your prices, your price points, what's behind what kind of services they're getting, what comes with every service, what comes with every hour they book you for. Like, you need to know that information, because if a person who sells products knows what they're selling, then you need to know what you're giving as a service. You need to know that information. Be like, oh, well, it's just an experience, just going to help you, encourage you. No, that's not enough. It's got to be more than that. You need to know what specifically you're going to help that person do in their life, so that they can know, what am I getting? What's my benefit? Cost benefit analysis. You need to know that, right? And that takes me to our word for the definition, our business term that we're going to go ahead and define today. And that definition is going to be cost effectiveness. I love that word. It is an adjective that describes something that is of good value let me do it again. Cost effectiveness is an adjective that describes something that is a good value for the amount of money paid and brings the greatest possible advantage or profit, right? One of the things that is cost effective, right, is let's say you open a lemonade stand. If it costs you more to make your lemonade than you're making, that is not cost effective, right? You're spending way more money than what you're getting to you're spending more money to make the lemonade than you are getting from people buying the lemonade. Then you're not going to be able to replenish your inventory for the lemonade to be made, and be able to benefit yourself from the profits of the business. You can't live on that, pretty much. You can't live on the profits of your business if it's not cost effective, right? So let's say you are a coach and you got a lot of classes, and you don't charge anywhere near the amount of classes, the price of the classes you paid for, right? Anywhere near. You think about the time you spend learning that information to help others, the time you spent being coached on it and actually transforming your life, and what you had to the time it took you to create your course and your program for them to have an amazing experience, and the materials you're going to provide them all throughout the time, and the recordings, which you're paying for those recordings on a subscription, so it's not free. On top of that, your time is being taken away from other things you could be doing that would benefit you health-wise, money-wise, and also all the other things, so you don't want to go skimp on the prices that you are charging. You don't want to do that, right? So what you want to do is make sure that what you're doing is cost effective, right? You want to make sure that it's of good value for the money you paid for, right? Like, if I get a camera and I want to go on social media, and it's like a huge gob of people on social media, how am I going to stand there? I got to have good quality. I got to have good lighting. So I got to pay for that lighting. So when I pay for that lighting, I have to make sure that it's lighting on my face. You can see the detail of my face, my makeup, my hair. You can see if it's done, if I got edges on, if I got all the stuff, all the things. You want to be able to see that. You want to see my glisten. You want to see my glowing skin, all the things. You see the color of my shirt. You want to make sure that it is effective, what you just bought. You spent $29 on it. Where's the return on that? See, it's keeping you accountable. So, and then it says the greatest possible for advantage of profit. If you're getting followers from your videos, then that's a great lighting you got there, right? If you're getting likes and people are watching it often, and you get a lot of views, there's a great advantage for you when it comes to paying for that great lighting and the great camera, right? Because you want people to see it, and that's more opportunity for people to say yes or no to your business. Right? So that's good. So you want to continue to improve your quality of imaging and videos and learn how to edit your videos as well. Because there's going to be little sounds over here, there, and all kinds of stuff that you got to clean off of your sound, right? And I'm learning I had to learn how to do that in the beginning of my business as well. Because I did video in the very beginning. So I had to learn all of that, right? So that's cost effectiveness. Resourcefulness is the next definition. I know I'm stacking y'all up today. Resourcefulness is the means to be able to meet situations capable of devising ways and means. So this is when you have nothing and you've got to do something with something, right? You have no idea how you're going to fund your dream. That's when you need to be resourceful. Where can you get resources? Do you have a camera that you can use? Can you use the camera at the best angle? Can you use that? Can you use your phone? Does your phone have a good camera? Most phones have a good HD camera now. So you can use your phone as your camera if you're doing social media. You shouldn't have to pay $1,000 for a camera right now to get HD quality video because phones have them now, right? So cut the cost, get you a phone, and saves you on the camera, right? And then another way to be resourceful is get a stand. Get a stand to hold your phone for you so you're not having to hold it and be like, hi. It's not professional, right? So that way you can talk, be flowy, use your hand gestures, all the things, right? You cannot do that if you're holding your phone. And you're going to lose engagement and you're just going to feel like this is so ghetto, so passe. No, so upgrade the professionalism too, right? That's something you have to pay for. Upgrading your professionalism. You're going to be professional. You know how to be professional. You had a job before, right? Bring it to your business. Next thing is you want to make sure when you're being resourceful, you want to make sure you don't use money as an excuse to do nothing on your business. Don't just sit there. I don't have money. I'm not going to do anything. Research. Prepare for your first video. Prepare for your first business launch. Prepare for your products to be, for the products. Like get all the prices together and all the items you need for your business to start and just get them all in a good list and spend time doing that. And then go window shopping for the items you need. That's work, right? And if you are an event business, go ahead and look at the venues, look at the ones you want, start to talk to the people who own the venue, talk to the people who you have to deal with to book the venue, and get them onto your vision. You might get a discount. You might get a connection that says, hey, you can use this venue for free, but you'll never know that if you're using money as an excuse to do nothing. And when you get paid, set aside some money to start investing in that venue, investing in that lighting, investing in that camera, investing in those things, depending on the type of business you have. So the cost is dependent on the kind of business you have. Mine cost me a lot because I'm in the self-help business as a life coach. So it cost me a lot of self-help myself. I had to get help for myself first before I felt comfortable coaching someone else. So I was coached for, I want to say 2 years or more before I became a life coach. And that helped me have the confidence on how to help others because I had a different perspective now. I was more responsible, more mature, able to handle people, able to handle my own life so that I can get better help others with their life, right? And I had breakthroughs and just amazing testimony for how I handled my life and how I was able to get new side hustles, able to get money on the side to fund my destiny when the Lord told me to go to LA and DC. All of that costs money, okay? Traveling costs money, and guess what I had to do? I had to raise money. And I had to be mature enough to be resourceful enough to get that during the pandemic, right? So I was Mrs. Side Gig at that time because I didn't have a business yet. So I raised all that money, and guess what? I was able to go to LA and get a really great job the week of my flight. I was praying every day. That was also a part of my resources in heaven, amen, right? And I was connecting with my mentors, connecting with my coaches, talking to them, and I was also very active in losing weight. Forgive me for that. So the more that you are in the destiny, doing the work of destiny, whether it's preparation, raising money, all those kind of tips and tools you can get from me in a coaching session if you want to talk to me about that, because I can't release everything here. Otherwise, you're going to be like, I don't have to pay you. I'm going to listen to your podcast, girl. Don't do me like that. Okay? I still need to know your vision, your dream, so I can tailor the resources, the resourcefulness, the cost effectiveness to what it means for your specific life and business. Okay? So you still need that personalized system for your life and for your business. So if you need that, go ahead and make sure you click that link above me. Reach out to me on the socials that I mentioned. What did I say? At Faithful Coaching and Kese. That's my Instagram, right? That's a way for you to connect with me. Another way to connect with me is you can also go to Faithful Coaching, and you can. There's a book now button there, right? You can book now. That session that's not going to cost you anything. Calm down, right? And if you want to, I can give you my link to Calendly so you can book a free session with me. It's 30 minutes. You won't lose your life. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be dazzling, entertaining. You're going to laugh. You're going to have fun. You're going to cry. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be some amazing storytelling, hopefully from you, so I can better understand you. And I'm going to be able to tailor the program that really works for you. So it's just, and also it's a great session to find out, where do I stand in life? Where am I at in my life? And how did I get here? So if you want to know how you got there, this is the time, you know? So I want to make sure that you know that I want to connect with you. That's one of the things I want to do. So that's why I do this definitions, to get y'all understanding that everything you do, you got to define it, you have to understand it, and you have to be able to connect to the purpose behind what you were doing. And if you want to catch other episodes, you have to go ahead and click that link below so you can connect to the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify Podcast, so that you can see CEO in the Making, and you can see episode 1, 2, and 3, right? And I can recap those maybe in the next video, okay? Because I can't promise today, but I can do it in the next video because we're almost out of time anyway. So one of the things I wanted to say is, what's the cost of building a business? I want to say this part too. I want to say this. Are you willing to pay it? Be willing. You need to be willing. You cannot be hesitant, stingy on investing in your business. But what did I say? If it doesn't cost you anything, don't charge people anything. Because if it's not going to cost you anything, and then you're not going to value it that much. I'm telling you. The free stuff I got from all these free webinars, all these free coaching systems, I don't use them because it didn't cost me anything. It's the stuff that cost me stuff that I made myself take notes. I made myself listen to it, and it changed my life. Once I got into the VIP room, for every webinar, I always told myself, you're going to go to the VIP. I don't care if it's $97, $47, $800. I don't care. You are going to go ahead and pay for it, because these people are putting their blood, sweat, and tears in this event, and you want them to bless you and give you the one-on-one, the behind the scenes. Always get the behind the scenes. Always upgrade to VIP. Don't be cheap. No. Invest. It will always come back to you 100-fold. The Lord will always repay. Right? He will always bless you when you bless someone else. And I'm blessing somebody who's doing the same thing I'm doing. If they're a speaker, if they're a coach, I'm going to invest in them, because I know how hard it is to put yourself out there and be open and vulnerable and tell people what helped you out, to help them out. I think that's beautiful. I think that's meaningful. And I'm going to support you all the way through it. And that's how I am with my clients, you know. If there's a service I can benefit from them, hey, I'll get it. I'll buy it. It's fine. You know, I'm here for it, you know. So especially unique businesses. I love unique businesses too. So, and the reason why I love unique businesses is because God called me to a unique business. People don't say every day, I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach. That's unique. It's different. Not everybody knows what that is. So I'm in a unique space, even though it's getting a little saturated. I'm not discouraged, because I'm like, you know what? I'm here, and I set myself apart as a faith-filled confidence coach, but I'm in Kese. You know, I'm different. I'm going to bring something different. My journey and my experience is going to bring something completely different from another coach. So you're going to feel differently when I talk differently, when I help you differently, when I share with you. My book's going to sound different from the other people's. Testimony is different. Lifestyle is different. Everything's different. So I'm excited to be who I am and stand in the identity I have as a person, you know. So instead of being afraid and be like, oh, there's too many people like that, no, step out and be who you are. That's another thing. Be willing to pay the price, but also be willing to be standing out. stand out. You have to be different. You have to deal with people not understanding you. You have to deal with the idea of being misunderstood. Sometimes you're not going to be understood. People are going to be like, "Why are you doing this? Why is this so important to you?" It's important to you, not to them. You don't need to explain that. You just need to own your purpose, own your message, and continue to share it with as many living, breathing people as you can. Don't hold it all to yourself. Don't keep it all to yourself. Share it with the world. If you can get to 1 million people before you die, you have changed and made a difference in someone's life. I would tell everybody. And before I had money and I had to do a lot of side gigs on the side before my business was actually making money, I told every living soul I could that I'm a life coach. You know why? Because it gave them an opportunity to say yes or no to something that could transform their life, and something that I was going to do. I was going to encourage them. I was going to coach them in the car. I was going to tell them exactly what I do. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and follow me. Pick a session. And you know what? It will work. And people would say, okay, all right, I'm interested, and stuff like that. Right? And I would follow up with them until I got my yes and got the client, right? But that would never happen if I keep it all to myself because I'm afraid of what people might say. You want to kill that fear by being what? Willing to pay that cost of vulnerability and um, openness, and just being, very transparent with the people that you're working with. If you're new, it's okay to let people know. I'd love to test a session on you. I'd love to have you participate in a free consultation. You don't have to tell them you're new. You just tell them, I want to do a free consultation with you so you can get some practice, and you get the first 5 people free, and then you start charging. You're good, and only let that be 30 minutes. Don't do no hour with them and they're getting it for free. 30 minutes only, okay? Because that's going to be taxing on your body and your mind if you're not getting paid for that, okay? You got to pay rent. You got to pay bills. I understand that. So make sure it's cost effective, when you do those consultations, right? Make sure you're getting an advantage of profit even in that. And the profit you're getting from that is book a paid session before the end of that call. Don't just give them free stuff. Book a paid session. Try to close that sale in that call. Get an amount of a deposit in that call if you can before the call ends, because otherwise they're going to forget about this, and they're going to forget about the experience, and they're not going to sign up with you. They're not. So you want to keep encouraging them for what they need in their future with you, and where you stand in that vision for their life, so that you can bring them there, and why they think you should be the person that works with them, why you are that important. You need to ask them those questions, and what they're willing to do to get there, to get to where they want to be. That's also something great that you can say. So don't continue to do things that are not cost effective for your vision, for your dream, for your business, for anything. And be resourceful. Be creative, right? Be creative. Create solutions for you to start doing what you're meant to do without money and with it. And if you don't have it, raise it. And if you haven't looked up at least 10 ways on how to raise that money outside of asking your family, then you're not serious about this. You're not. And if you're not willing to ask your family, if it does come down to it, then you got to ask yourself, man, am I just embarrassed about this? Am I a little embarrassed about this? And if you do ask a member of your family, make sure that you pay him back with the profits of your business, if it comes down to it, right? And I'm not saying that is the first option. Notice I said without asking them, right? That's like your last option. And it should be from someone who already supports you, not someone who's like, I don't really believe in what you're doing and all this other stuff, and they're hesitant and they're like, uncomfortable with giving, right? You don't need to ask those people. Okay, God will bless you from another source. He will find a source to fund that business. If he told you to do this, he will find a source to fund that business, the destiny, the career choice. He will find a way for you to get that done. Don't hold all your bags and biscuits into your family investing in that. First, always ask the Lord, pray to the Lord, and ask for wisdom from people who've done it before, right? And I'm one of them. So go ahead and ask. And then on top of that, side gig, hustles, side gigs and hustles, man, you can do that too to fund it. If it's that important to you, you'll put yourself out there, right? So I'll tell you two side hustles I did. I did Uber and Lyft, and I also did delivery as well. There's no shame in it. If you want this to live, gotta pay the cost of putting yourself out there. You do. And you have to fund it. You need to invest the most you can in your business before anyone else does. Otherwise, people are going to be like, you don't have skin in the game. You haven't lost anything. You haven't broke a nail yet setting up a video. You're not serious. I'm just kidding. So that is the end of our video. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is the nits and the grits of building a business. And there's going to be so many more testimonies I'm going to share about how I did this and how I was able to stand for almost 4 years in my business and not give up, right? When it got hard, when it got rough, when it got criticized, when people said, I don't know about this, when I was just feeling insecure in my own self, but I rose up again. You're going to hear about those emotional woes and how and those emotional breakthroughs that I had in business. And I'll probably talk about that, the emotional journey next week. So look out for episode 5. So episode 4, what was episode 4? Do you remember? What's the cost of building a business? So go ahead, and like I said, I'm going to remind you how to connect with me. Going to be posted on YouTube. I'm already available. I have 3 other episodes available on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts. You only need to look up CEO in the Making. Just type those words. You'll see my beautiful face and you'll be able to connect with me. I have box sprays in the picture. If you're like, oh, who is that? Is that her? Okay, yes, it's me. And it's going to say CEO in gold, and it's the colors. It's going to be gold and black. And you will see me also you can see me on Instagram as well. I post reels from this video. So if you're like, I didn't get to see the video, I'm going to have a reel. Calm down. It's going to be okay. You're going to see snippets of the video somewhere out here in Facebook land and Instagram land and TikTok. I do TikTok. So if you're interested in TikTok, then follow me on TikTok. It's at Faith-Filled Coach and Kese on TikTok as well. So go ahead and search me on TikTok, and I have a lot of videos on there. They're going great. They're wonderful. And they're almost 1,000 views. I'm so excited about it, and I just want you guys to go ahead and join the family, like my page on Facebook, and just continue to support this mission of helping women grow in their confidence by sharing the journey so I can inspire them to step out and take courageous steps towards their destiny getting accomplished. Are you with me? I think you're with me. Okay, cool. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's if I don't see you. But the next time I have a podcast will be in the new year. Have a good day.